everyone, it's Maddie. Today I'm here with all the wrap-ups.
Wrap up, yeah! That was a thinly veiled reference to Dora. I used to watch Dora when I was like 4. It's a good show. It's a good show.
Recently, a lot of people have been doing readathons, and a lot of them were during the summer, and I participated in a lot of these readathons, and I figured, hey, I should combine all of my readathon wrap-ups into one video. The first readathon I participated in was the Booktubeathon. This was from July 14th to July 20th. The first book I read during the Booktubeathon was Shadow and Bone by Leigh Bardugo. This book was 358 pages and I gave it a 5 out of 5 stars. I'll link my book talk down below. I also have a giveaway with my Shadow and Bone book talk, so you can go watch that and enter the giveaway. This book took care of the challenges of a book with red on the cover, a book with pictures in it, and a genre I've never read before, and that was fantasy. I'm gonna triple up on this one. The next book I read was The Host by Stephanie Meyer. This is a chunker. It's huge. This was 829 pages, and I read all 829 pages of them during the Booktubeathon. This took care of the challenge of reading a book to movie adaptation. After I read this, I watched the book to movie adaptation of The Host, and it was not good. Not good at all. Because I finished The Host on Sunday the 20th, I had a little bit of time left, maybe an hour to read. I decided to pick up The Girl of Fire and Thorns by Ray Carson, and I read 24 pages in this book before midnight. That makes my total page count from the Booktubeathon to be 1,211 pages, and I am really happy about that. Though I only read 2 books, I was really proud to have read The Host because it'd been on my shelf for a really long time. Immediately after the Booktubeathon was the Underhyped Readathon. From July 21st to July 27th. That was where you were supposed to read underhyped books. The books I chose weren't really underhyped, they were just more underhyped than most of the books I had on my shelves. I continued with The Girl of Fire and Thorns, and I ended up finishing this book. It was 423 pages, and I gave it a 4 out of 5 stars. Continuing with the Girl of Fire and Thorns trilogy, I picked up The Crown of Embers, which is the sequel to The Girl of Fire and Thorns. This was 410 pages, and I gave it a 4.5 out of 5 stars. Finally, I read The Bitter Kingdom by Ray Carson, which is the third and final book in the Girl of Fire and Thorns trilogy. I actually don't have a copy with me because I got it from the library to read, but that was 433 pages and I gave it a 5 out of 5 stars. It was a wonderful conclusion to a wonderful fantasy series. That makes my total in the Underhyped Readathon 1,266 pages, which makes me happy because I trumped my Booktubeathon progress and I read an entire trilogy in 1 week, which doesn't normally happen for me. The next readathon I participated in was At We 5D, or Around the World in 5 days. A bunch of girls got together and decided we need to read more diverse books. The challenges were more free-flowing in this one. You wanted to read books that were diverse, that featured a diverse character, or the author was diverse, or it was set somewhere besides where you live. This readathon went from August 4th to August 8th, so it was only 5 days. It was a Monday to Friday. From the Sunday before that Monday, I was reading The Summer I Became a Nerd by Leah Ray Miller. I hadn't finished that, so on Monday, I read the last 100 pages in The Summer I Became a Nerd by Leah Ray Miller. I gave this a 4 out of 5 stars. It's a fluffy and sweet contemporary that I really enjoyed. The next book I read was Siege and Storm by Leigh Bardugo. This is the sequel to Shadow and Bone. This was 432 pages and I gave this a 4.25 out of 5 stars on Goodreads. It was a pretty good sequel. I wasn't as big of a fan of it as I was of Shadow and Bone. This qualified for the At We 5D readathon because Leigh Bardugo was actually born in Jerusalem, if I'm not mistaken, and this has a lot of Russian influences in it, so I counted that toward my diversity. Finally, in the At We 5D readathon, I read Cinder by Marissa Meyer. This book is 248 pages and I gave it a 4 out of 5 stars on Goodreads. Marissa Meyer, I believe, is American, so that doesn't really count, but this book is set in New Beijing, so it's in a completely different continent than I am. That makes my total page count for the At We 5D readathon to be 780 pages, which I'm pretty happy about. I haven't read 3 books in only 5 days in a very long time. The final readathon I took part in was the Bout of Books Readathon. That happened from August 18th to August 24th. The first book I read in the Bout of Books Readathon was Free to Fall by Lauren Miller. This was actually the August book of the month for Bookbusters, and we recently just had our live show on this book, so I'll link that down below so you can watch it and see all of our feelings on this. I gave this a 4.5 out of 5 stars. It was a wonderful book. Lauren Miller crafts a beautiful story, and this book made me think so very much. This book was 467 pages. Right after I finished Free to Fall, I picked up The Unbecoming of Mara Dyer by Michelle Hodkin. I've been told to read this many times, and I read this in a day. I have never read a book this length in a day, and let me tell you, it was so good. The plot was a little sketchy at some points, but the thing that I liked the most was the intrigue and the romance. I gave it a 4 out of 5 stars, and this book was 452 pages. That makes my total for the Bout of Books Readathon out to be 919 pages, which is awesome, and it's only 2 books, which I think is crazy. Like, they're both pretty big. Did you participate in any of these read-alongs? If you did, tell me how you did down below. Link any of your wrap-ups or TBRs or any videos like that down below, and we can discuss everything. I haven't done this in a while, so if you like this video, give it a thumbs up, and don't forget to subscribe. Don't forget to check out all those links down below to all the videos, as well as our Instagram at 2bookteens, our Twitter at 2bookteens, our new Facebook page, and our YouTube channel, which you're on right now. I'm Maddie, thanks for watching, I'll see you next time, bye! Am I a ninja? Am I a book stacking ninja yet? No, not yet, not until I hold this.